Okay, hi guys, my name is Dante. We're going to take a look at the election on November 3rd and how it's probably going to play out in the media. So I'm on a site called voteferret.com, and this is actually going to give us the probability of the election as the night goes on. So I have the closing times of the polls over here. So I'm going to go through state by state, and I'm going to award what I think uh, the polls will look like as the night progresses, and I'm going to update the probabilities as we go along. And we're going to have kind of a simulation of what's going to happen on election night. All right. So over here, so we can actually take a look at how the polls say that the election should go. Right. So as of today, Joe Biden has a 94% chance of winning the presidency on November 3rd. And we can take a look at there's really only 5 toss-up states at this point, with states that are probably or were once thought of as being toss-up states now either lean or likely Biden. Okay, but to start off the night, we're going to give Donald Trump the benefit of the doubt, and we're going to call everything in America a toss-up to start the night, right? And so this is actually how the networks will broadcast their probability on election night of who they think will win. So this is actually how they'll be going through the night. So let's start off. The first closing time will be Indiana and Kentucky. And right away, they will immediately be called as certain for Donald Trump. So Donald Trump will immediately take a lead, and you can see the probability will change. Now, Donald Trump has a 54% chance of winning the election. Now, at 7 o'clock, a number of states will come in, and this is how I think the numbers will look like at 7. So, right away, South Carolina is going to be likely Trump. Georgia is still going to remain a toss-up. Florida will probably be tilt Biden. We're looking at Virginia is going to be called right away, and is going to be certainly Joe Biden. Indiana, yeah, we already got Indiana. South Carolina, Virginia. We got Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky. Oh, okay. So this is and Vermont. So Vermont is definitely going to go. Oh, there it is. To Biden. So that is what it's going to look like at 7 o'clock. So we can see at the simulation, Biden has slightly overtaken the probability of winning the election. At 7:30, North Carolina is going to come in, and it is going to be leaning for Biden. As soon as it comes in, it will be leaning for Biden. Ohio will come in, and it will be likely Trump to start off the night. And West Virginia is going to be certainly Donald Trump. But by this time, 7:30, we should start to see, probably, I'm going to say Georgia is going to start tilting to Biden around this time. And then we're going to move on to 8 o'clock. And 8 o'clock is kind of like the Super Tuesday of election night. We're going to have a bunch of data coming in, right? More data from Florida, etc. So at this point of the night, first of all, it is going to start. Florida is going to lean Biden. Alabama is going to be called for Donald Trump. Delaware is going to be. There we are. Delaware is going to be certainly Biden. Now, Maine's district is going to look a little funny because Maine splits their delegate counts. So the first district will be a lock Democratic. But the second district should be likely Trump. Okay, Michigan, right away. Michigan is going to be likely Biden right out of the gate. Mississippi, we're going to immediately call for Trump. Kansas. Sorry. Kansas is going to be Trump. Either solid, but yeah, let's start off. It'll probably be solid. It probably won't be immediately called for Trump. Missouri is going to be certainly Trump. Oklahoma, that's Trump country. Now, what is probably going to shock a lot of people is Pennsylvania is going to come out, and instead of being likely or close or tilt or anything, it's probably going to come out right away as likely Biden. And it's probably going to remain that way up until it's a lock for Biden. And that is going to be a very big turn of events. I'm expecting New Jersey to come out as lean Biden. Rhode Island is going to be certainly Biden. South Dakota, certainly Trump. Tennessee, certainly Trump. Washington, D.C. is going to be 100% Biden. And is there anything I'm missing here? Oklahoma, Kansas, Illinois. Illinois is going to be immediately called for Biden. Oh, and Maryland. Maryland is going to be immediately called for Joe Biden. And New Hampshire, this is one that I think that the Republicans thought might go either way in the beginning of the campaign season, but now is going to be immediately called for Joe Biden. So the state of the race at 8 o'clock is going to look like Biden has a 57% chance of winning the White House. 8:30, Arkansas is going to kick in, and Arkansas will be called for Donald J. Trump. And by this time, I expect Georgia to probably still be tilt or in the toss-up category. So let's go ahead and put Georgia back in the toss-up category. North Carolina at this point is going to be likely Joe Biden. And so we can see the state of the race here. Biden is going to have a 56% chance of becoming president of the United States at 8:30. Now, here is when I think the race is going to swing wildly. So let's start off right away. Colorado is going to be called for Joe Biden. Let's see. Louisiana is going to be called for Donald Trump. We are going to get Nebraska. Now, Nebraska is also, they also split their districts. And I believe it's Nebraska's second. So it's going to be lock Republican, lock Republican, lock Republican. And I think it's the Nebraska's second, but it's one of these that is going to go to Joe Biden. I don't know about certain, but it'll probably tilt Biden. With the remaining districts going to definitely be Donald Trump country. Okay, North Dakota is going for Donald Trump. Wyoming is going to be immediately called for Donald J. Trump. And New York and its whopping number of delegates are going to go to Joe Biden. And after New York goes to Joe Biden, you can see Biden's chance to become president jumps to 62%. Arizona is going to come out, and I believe is going to come out to start as leaning Joe Biden. Minnesota to start will be probably tilt Biden, and it'll probably wind up later on in the night being more certainly for Biden. Wisconsin will come out as likely Biden. And Texas will come out as a toss-up. So Texas is going to remain a toss-up for now. Texas will remain a sort of, it will not be called, it might not be called the day of the election actually, but who knows? It might. It may or may not, but will it even matter if Texas is called? We shall find out. So that is at 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Now, first of all, by 10 o'clock, I believe that we're going to start seeing some movement in Georgia. Georgia will be tilt Biden. And I believe more and more, we're going to find it more and more likely as the night progresses that Florida is going to go to Joe Biden. And that is going to hugely impact the percentages as Florida goes to Biden. So the reason I think that it will go more and more towards Biden during the night is because Biden's three or 4 point lead in Florida, it will be too much to overcome as the night progresses. Same thing for North Carolina. So by 10 o'clock, we're going to be able to call North Carolina for Joe Biden. By 10 o'clock, we're going to be able to call Pennsylvania for Joe Biden. We're going to be able to call Michigan for Biden. We're going to be able to call Wisconsin for Biden. And we're going to be able to call Minnesota as solidly for Biden by 10 o'clock. And the chances for Joe Biden increases 80 to 20%. And at 10 o'clock, a number of states start to come in. Donald Trump is going to get some good news. He is going to get some good news from Iowa, as it will be likely Biden. Also, Montana will be likely, Trump. Montana will be likely Trump. Idaho will be immediately called for Donald Trump. Oregon is going to be immediately called for Joe Biden. Utah will be immediately, well, maybe immediately solid or immediately called for Donald Trump. And Nevada and his 6 points, and his 6 delegates. I think that the Trump campaign thought that they had a shot at winning Nevada, and they will discover that it won't even be close. It is going to be actually further away than even the polls suggest at 6 points. I think Biden is probably going to win it by even more than the polls show. And I think that from the exit polls and from the amount of votes that the media will have, it will be called for Biden as soon as the polls close. And by 11 o'clock, I think at 11 o'clock, they will call Georgia and they will call Florida for Biden. They will call Minnesota for Biden. So it won't even be close here. They will call New Jersey for Biden. Sorry, I don't know why. Massachusetts should have been called. Wait, wait 1 second. Wait, has the polls closed in Massachusetts? Yeah. Oh, wait. So I should have had Massachusetts go for Biden, of course. And Connecticut, of course, for Biden. Okay, so at 11 o'clock, we have 96% chance that Biden will become president of the United States. As California, Hawaii, Idaho, Oregon, and Washington come in, but we already called Oregon. We are going to be able to call Washington for Joe Biden. We're going to be able to call California immediately for Joe Biden. And we're going to call Hawaii for Joe Biden. And at 12 o'clock, the polls in Alaska will go lean Donald Trump at 12 o'clock. And by 1 o'clock in the morning, you will see Alaska being called for Donald J. Trump. Also by 1 o'clock, I believe by 1 o'clock, we're going to certainly wrap up the other states. Depending on whether or not the mail-in ballots will have a chance to overcome and say Ohio, because it is quite possible that Ohio won't be called. So Ohio will be like a solid Donald Trump, and Iowa likewise could be possibly solid, because there'll be enough mail-in ballots out there where they won't be able to call those two states. New Mexico should go for Joe Biden, and it'll be called immediately. What was New Mexico? I didn't see New Mexico on the states up here, did I? I must have missed it. New Mexico. Anyway, New Mexico is going to go for Biden. And Texas, I believe, will be so close that it won't be called on election night. But it doesn't really matter, because even if it was called, it doesn't change anything, because Joe Biden will have already reached 335 electoral votes. And so the election will be called on the day of the election. Joe Biden will win by at least 335 to 106. He'll at least get 335 electoral votes. Biden may actually win Texas, which would be a huge deal. But most likely, I'm going to say after all the mail-in votes and all the ballots are counted, that Texas will eventually go for Donald Trump. Of course, Kansas is going to go for Trump, Iowa, Trump, etc. Ohio, Trump, South Carolina, Trump. Right? And so the end result of the 2020 election will be Joe Biden, 335 electoral votes, to Donald Trump's, maybe that, 346 electoral votes to Donald Trump's 183 electoral votes. And Joe Biden from Delaware, Scranton, Pennsylvania, will become the 46th president of the United States of America.